Hi, global game jammers. Jamie Cason, head of developer relations at MiniClip here. I'm honored to have been asked to judge this back to school multiplayer game jam with GGJ and Photon. At MiniClip, we develop and publish a large range of multiplayer games on mobile. They're often themed around sports, shooting, or board games. We tend to look for a few things in new games which you might want to think about. There are basics to take care of, which go for any game, whether multiplayer or not. Of course, we want to experience a core gameplay that's fun, a game where we fundamentally want to do that 30 to 90-second loop over and over again. Perhaps especially on mobile, this is as much about the interface, flow, and interaction with the game as the mechanics or art. It's got to be accessible, easy to learn, and paced just right so that using the game is as untaxing, familiar, and as natural feeling as possible. So I would say don't be afraid to slow down or simplify the experience. A lot of our titles are turn-based and themed on well-understood sports or board games. But whilst we try and preserve familiarity, the biggest games also bring something fresh. This might be achieved by hybridizing the familiar in a new way, like taking a couple of things, two or three things, and putting them together in a new way, or even perhaps gamifying a model of interaction that you see in other apps that aren't games in themselves. And these might be valid as much as coming up with something completely innovative and out of the blue. Sometimes, indeed, it's the addition of multiplayer to something that's historically been single player that can make the difference. Now, we mostly focus on competitive multiplayer in real-time matches. We believe that delivering a stable, intuitive multiplayer experience built on a solid core is extremely compelling for players. Of course, the multiplayer aspect, it must genuinely add something to the core. It should be meaningful that you're playing with other people competitively or cooperatively, and it should affect the skills that you deploy, how you deploy them, the strategies that you use, and that each player brings to the game. So we really want in our products to support and amplify the actions and emotions that we have as individuals when we're playing with real people. So we want to compare ourselves to opponents through rankings, leaderboards, stats. We want to build the excitement over what's at stake when we're going into a match. We want to see, what prizes on offer to the winner. We want to make the experience not too harsh if we lose, so something perhaps to soften the blow when we lose, and of course, we want to celebrate victories when they come. We also want to allow safe communication between players, and we love it when they can form friends and clans for lasting social bonds in the game. One thing that I've learned is that every long-term viable multiplayer game should deliver a satisfying multiplayer experience, even when there are no other suitable real players available. So it makes sense that there should be bots available to play and logic around when they're deployed and rules to guard against exploitation. Lastly, I hope you have fun building your games, expressing your creativity, and I'm so excited to get to play what you make.